Good afternoon, everyone. This is the pre-bid conference via Zoom regarding the Oyster Point Navigation Aid Replacement Project. It's 2 o'clock, so we'll give everybody a couple more minutes here before we actually begin with introductions, etc. If you will take this opportunity, everyone that's a firm interested in the design engineering for this project, to please put your firm contact name, contact person information, email in the chat, if you will, chat to host. You can also shoot me a quick email as well. My email address is in the RFP, of course, but it's jmoren, M-O-R-E-N, at smharbor.com. All right, let's kick this off. Again, we appreciate everybody's attendance this afternoon for the pre-bid conference via Zoom of the discussion of the RFP for the Oyster Point Marina Navigation Aid Replacement Project, the 2 navigation aids to the entry exit at Oyster Point Marina. My name is John Morin. I'm the Director of Operations with San Mateo County Harbor District. We've got Jim Merlo, who is the Harbor Master. And we got one more person, looks like connecting right now. All right, looks like everybody's connected now. Again, my name is John Morin. I'm Director of Operations with San Mateo County Harbor District. This is the pre-bid conference via Zoom for the RFP regarding the Oyster Point Marina Navigation Aid Replacement Project. The 2 entrance exit navigation aids to navigation at Oyster Point Marina, a little bit offshore of the marina itself, to assist people safely entering and exiting the harbor. We've also got Jim Merlo, who may be weighing in. Jim Merlo is the 18-year veteran harbor master at Oyster Point Marina. And then we've got Gino Victoria, who is a planner analyst. So you'll be working closely with him as well. Planner analyst for the district with CIP projects. And then Lizzie Zarowski, who is our IT person helping to facilitate this meeting and actually acting as host facilitator. Please feel free to raise your hands and chat with Lizzie if you have any problems hearing me or anything else. And we've also got Melanie Hayden on IC. She is the district deputy secretary as well. Everybody else should be, I believe, interested firms in this RFP. All right, I'm gonna share my screen now. Lizzie, can you see my screen?
Sure can.
All right, if anybody cannot see my screen, please raise your hand. I'll ask that everybody, you can raise your hands at any time you want, but we'll be calling on any questions you may have after the presentation is over. Again, this is the Oyster Point Marina Navigation Aid Replacement Project, RFP, for design, engineering, permitting, so that we can put out the project for the actual construction to public bid. Here's a bird's eye view of Oyster Point Marina. If you can see my cursor there, we've got a west basin and then an east basin. And between that, we've got a spit, and the harbor office is actually located right here where my cursor is. We've got a maintenance area over here. So if you're at the location and you need to talk to staff, generally one of those two sites is where you would be able to find one of our staff members. The actual harbor office here is closed due to COVID right now, closed to the public, but oftentimes Harbor Master Merlo is there. Otherwise, we do have deputy harbor masters patrolling the entire property and stationed often inside the maintenance area, which is located down here where my cursor is. So the east basin of the harbor is where the entrance to the facility is. And we've got breakwaters all around. This breakwater here is actually just a vent, this opening here. It is not for navigation purposes. The main entrance to the facility is right here. And then over to the east further is where the two navigation aids are. As you can see here in this more expanded view, it's approximately 1,200 feet over to the two navigation aids, which are located over here. The navigation aids are privately maintained, owned and maintained navigation aids. So the San Mateo County Harbor District is responsible for their maintenance, and in this instance, for their replacement. They are, as this chart indicates, actually charted by the U.S. Coast Guard navigation aids. So the replacement of the navigation aids will need to be, the process will need to be done in accordance with U.S. Coast Guard regulations. But the San Mateo County Harbor District will be not only paying for this design engineering and creation of the invitation for bid documents, but also once the project is put to public bid and a contractor is selected, the San Mateo County Harbor District will be responsible for construction costs as well. So as you can see, just like with all navigation aids for entrances to inlets or harbor entrances, exits, it's red right return. So the furthest north of the channel markers is a flashing red, and the further south is a flashing green to indicate that approaching vessels, if they're approaching from between those two channel markers and stay in the channel, they will have safe navigation area to enter into the marina. As you can see here in the chart, the mean low depth is between 11 feet, 11, 12 feet. Of course, the navigation aids, as I'll show you in a minute, are, as we just discussed, 1,200 feet offshore from the entrance breakwaters in 12 feet of water at mean low, and they are suspended by by cluster of pilings, dolphin pilings, 3 pilings clustered together at present. These are timber piles that have been succumbed to wood boring organisms over the last 22 years since their initial installation, and last real significant maintenance. So they are, the timber has been significantly compromised and in need of full replacement. Not only including the support pilings, but the structure on top of the pilings and the actual flashing red, flashing green lights, solar panels, and batteries. We also, of course, need to ensure that that the design engineering for these replacement structures are in accordance with U.S. Coast Guard requirements, and which includes the height above water, above mean low as well, where no other indication is required by the U.S. Coast Guard. It's safe to assume that the current locations for these channel markers, current heights, etc., were adequate when they were initially installed, but we will want to ensure that that you do have a discussion and use your professional knowledge in consultation with the U.S. Coast Guard to ensure that the replacement design engineering that will eventually put out the bid is consistent with all U.S. Coast Guard regulation. Here's a picture of one of the current nav aids. As you can see, like I said, there's cluster of 3 pilings, dolphin piles that that are in very poor condition. And as you can see here, one of them was even struck by a large ferry vessel and temporarily repaired with a sleeve. The top superstructure as well is in very poor condition. Here you can see one of the eye bolts with one of the stabilizing cables has even been pulled out and is just dangling here, here as well. So it's they're in definite need of complete replacement. As you can see here, this antiquated design just had a dual shift pulley with a chain to assist in bringing up replacement batteries and equipment. Batteries on these towers will need to be replaced from time to time. We do hope to have a 30-year life with the new replacement. You know, and taking into consideration, of course, the severe saltwater atmosphere, the inclement weather, etc. So materials and everything will need to be spec'd to that effort, and some sort of ladder, some sort of plan for staff to be able to go out by vessel and easily and safely get up to the top for routine maintenance, and to be able to hoist up the heavy batteries as well would be ideal. Of course, the expectation will be that that the chosen firm do research, use their past experience in like projects, and be able to advise the district on what's consistent with best practices for these navigation aids, or like navigation aids. Here's another close-up of you can see where the timber is just in very poor condition. It's cracked. Eye bolts have been pulled out. So we'll need the day markers as well on this structure, along with the flashing red and greens. All right. At this time, I don't have anything further. Harbor Master Merlo, did you have anything to add that may be of assistance?
Just a couple things, John. So day markers weren't mentioned. So day markers would need to be replaced also. And also that the lighting system that we have now are sealed and closed systems. So there's no batteries that need to be replaced, like larger type D8 batteries or anything like that. They make enclosed systems now that have the solar in them, the batteries all in them, and those seem to be the ones that work the best. We usually get a few years of service out of those before they need to be exchanged. Just a little insight on what's already out there and what we do.
All right, anything else? This time we'll take questions from any of the interested firms. And again, we will be open for questions, written questions and requests for modifications or clarifications until September 29th. I'll be trying to get answers to those questions out immediately in the form of addenda, and those addenda will be put on the website, but I'll also be emailing them to those of you that are the interested firms attending this meeting today. But officially, all responses will be on the website in the form of addendas by October 6th. And then proposals will be due October 15th. Any questions right now for us? It's a pretty straightforward project. You know, we want the current nav aids replaced with suitable professional navigation aid replacements. And we are bound by public contract code to put together professional technical specifications so that we can put this project to bid through the invitation to bid process. And all bidders will be able to, based on the technical specifications that you're going to prepare for us, all bidders will, it'll be a fair process, and all bidders will be able to bid apples to apples. Everybody is going to be bidding on the same project. Of course, there'll always be opportunity after the lowest bid has been accepted for change orders, should we later determine change orders to be necessary. But it's just very important for us to have good professional technical specifications put together so that the bidding process for actual construction is fair. All right, if we've got no questions, everybody's got my email address. Any questions that you ask of me via emails directly to me will be answered via addenda. I won't be responding to your questions just to you. I'll be waiting a little while to get a few questions together, but trying to answer the questions as quickly as possible. I won't be waiting till the last day. So feel free to shoot me after this discussion and you talk with your teams. If you have any more questions, feel free to shoot me any more questions. All right, thank you. That concludes the meeting. Thank you.